Hello dear traders, good afternoon or good evening traders in Australia. This is our scalping and day trading webinar. Title is Scalping and Day Trading, X-Pro, Spread, Trendlines and Patterns. This is a live trading webinar and chart analysis. And my name is Zoltan. This is our risk disclaimer. Remember that almost 81 or 82% of the traders are losing money who are trading with CFDs. Now the market is volatile. So be careful, always use stop losses, smaller lot sizes, and never trade with big lot sizes and without stop loss. And sometimes it can happen that you will get some stop losses, but you can re-enter. But if you trade too many times a day, you have to stop trading because you will lose money. So be careful, focus on trading psychology, risk and money management, and technical analysis and fundamental news also. About Admirals, we are Forex and CFD broker with over 8,000 financial instruments. For scalping, I will show you many instruments today. We have global presence with support on local languages, and we are licensed Forex brokerage company, and we have very competitive spreads, like it is written on your screen, 0.8 on euro-dollar, 1 point on DAX, and Dow Jones is quite good also, and we have MT4, MT5. Today's agenda, I will talk about multi-time frame analysis. We will check different instruments, charts, trend lines, patterns, and spreads, which instruments are the bets for scalping, and we will discuss breakout and false breakout techniques, risk management, trading psychology. You can use the Admirals mobile app. This is good also for scalping or closing position or managing positions. And this is very flexible in my opinion. I'm using it also. And some information about the spreads. And we have got correction stocks also. But I don't want to show this presentation now. Let's jump to the charts. I would like to ask a feedback from you. Can you see my Dow Jones chart or not? Please give me a feedback to the chat window. Okay, so this is Dow Jones. This is scalping on Dow Jones, and let's check what kind of position we have. We have a 0.20 position, so I will maybe close partially some part of the position. Let's right click, modify or delete order, market execution, and I will close half of the position. This will be 0.10. And let's check the account history. This was our last trade. As you can see, it was a quite good trade. And I will try to open a short position now. Maybe we will see a double top here. If not, I will lose some money, but I can control my losses. As you can see, if it is double top, this will be an M. If not, we will lose $8. It's not a big problem because we have made $100 today. This is a breakout. As you can see, we have this resistance and support trend line, and now I will use a trailing stop for this position. Trailing stop will be around 2 points. Look at this. Trailing stop is jumping, and automatically the position will be closed, and we can check the account history. This position was closed here. So the traders, we closed this Dow Jones position, and we have DAX. So let's jump to DAX. As you can see, this is breakout also. This was the local high, and this is the breakout. And I will use partial closing here also. Let's close half of the position. Right click and close 0.10, and I will use a little bit bigger trailing stop, it will be 5 points, it's 500. And we will see what will happen with DAX. And later I will explain what was the reason of this entry. But first we wait. If the breakout is a real breakout, we will see that open position is going up. If I will get stop loss, it will be plus $9. It's very good with 0.10. This is the last 0.10 of the position because the position was partially closed. And you can see now the breakout is working. So this is a simple breakout technique with a trailing stop. If the trailing stop is far away, you can set it closer to 1 point, for example, and you will see what will happen here, and position is closed. Let's check what happened with this trade. And first of all, I will start the explanation with the DAX. When I opened these two positions, I could see that the chart is going down, and I tried to find out what will happen in the near future. So this was a support zone, number 1. This was support number 2, and this was support number 3. I draw this trend line around the candlestick's bottom, as you can see, this point, and this point. And I thought that if the main trend is still a bullish trend, like it is, I will show you why in higher time frames, I realized that we have got a downtrend channel here. If the chart is approaching this part of the trend channel, the lowest point of the trend channel, I try to buy because the support is not so far away, so I could set the stop loss under the 3 support zones. And after that, the chart approached this part of the trend channel, the upper part. As you can see, I opened the position here and I closed partially, and I opened another position because I thought that it will be a breakout. Breakout can happen with horizontal and diagonal trend lines also, and you can see that this was the breakout point. So if the main trend is changing, this was a downtrend channel, maybe the chart will go up. Let's draw another trend line to the left lowest point of the chart, to the second lowest point of the chart, and this trend line will be very important. So let's color it to red, because this is starting a new uptrend. I always, if I open one position with one lot, for example, my stop loss is here, I close 0.70 or a little bit less or more, because I don't want to lose money, I don't want to take big risk. This is my first method of scalping. So partially closing is always part of the game. So you are opening a position here or here, and you will see that I am closing partially one of the positions here. What was the reason of partial closing? It's very simple. Let's check this diagonal uptrend trend line. This was the breakdown. This is the pullback. We couldn't break out this trend line, so that's why I closed the position. Or if you want to set target prices with horizontal trend lines, you can draw a trend line here, or maybe here also. And the main target can be this area or this one for the last 0.10 of the open position. So partial closing is very important. For example, if you make money here, $5 or $10, if you close, for example, $8 of the 10, you will lose only $1 or $10 if you get stop loss here, because your position is partially closed. If you close more percentage of your position, you will be in a more safer situation, in my opinion. You can see at what happened here. Why was my target zone this horizontal trend line? It's very simple. If this is a double top, many of the traders are opening short position around this zone. They have got their stop losses at this horizontal trend line or above it, or above this horizontal trend line. And in my opinion, most of the traders are losing money. So let's do the opposite side. I try to buy here because this is in my opinion, a nice opportunity to buy here. And my target zone is this area, but I'm not sure that we will go up until this area. So that's why I use partial closing. And you can see now we are here. So it was an amazing trade. And we will see what will happen in the next few minutes. Let's try to go short with a very narrow stop loss. If the main trend will continue, we will lose $2. If the chart is turning back, maybe we will make some money, but if not, we tried it, doesn't matter if it doesn't succeed. So this was my trading plan. We are approaching this trend line, and we have got another parallel trend line. Maybe we will go back until this area. We can use partial closing or we can use trailing stop. But if we are not so lucky, we will get a stop loss. But our stop loss is very narrow, very close to the opening price. So maybe the best thing we can do is wait for a better setup. You can see now the chart is hesitating. Maybe we will break out from the trend channel. Maybe we will approach the other trend line. If I'm not sure, I wait some minutes and maybe I start to close partially the position, but now maybe it's better to wait. If you want to start partially close the position, let's modify order market execution and you can set the lot size to 0.30 or 20. In my opinion, it's better to close bigger part, because if you close 0.30, your potential losses will be lower. So let's check how much money we will lose. It will be less than $1. And we made, with this partial closing, $1.88. So now we are on the safe side and we made some money. And you can set a trailing stop now, for example, to 3 points, and we will see what will happen later. So this is trend channel trading. From this point to this point, you can go short, or from this point to this point, you can go long. It's very simple, but you have to realize what is trend channel. So you can see higher lows and higher highs. This is called uptrend. If the uptrend is over, we can go short. It's very simple. If not, we get a stop loss, but doesn't matter because trailing stop made us some money. You can see the result. So this was a short position and the other were long position, as you can see. Now I closed it too early, but doesn't matter because the main idea was very good. So those traders who did not use only partial closing now, for example, maybe the chart will approach this zone, or maybe we can approach the yellow horizontal trend lines also. So this is how am I scalping. Let's go to the other chart. This will be Dow Jones. And you can see that false breakdown, false breakout can be a good sign for a short position. So if you trade with smaller lot size, you can see that maybe it's a good idea to go short. I forget to set the stop loss, but I can set the stop loss later, for example here, and I can close the position now, and I made another $1. It's not a big deal, but the best entry setup, this position, my target zone is this trend line, target destroyed, and the best entry point is the false breakout point. So you can see that the chart broke out here, but we come back under the yellow horizontal trend line, so we can go short. This is the place of partial closing, and maybe if the uptrend will continue, we will go up. If not, we can approach lower areas. But now I am not trading. I just showed you one short-term scalping position. So let's go to the other open positions. Let's check this one. So you can see this was a short position opened some days ago. This is a swing trade. This is not scalping. The reason of the entry of the short position, first point was a false breakout. So this was a resistance level, breakout, pullback. And after that, I realized that we are again under this horizontal trend line. So this is a false breakout. So that's why I opened the short position here and I closed it here because of approaching these two diagonal trend lines. It was maybe too early, but doesn't matter. And now we have another position here. If you check the chart, you can see this trend line. We approached this one. We approached again this horizontal trend line. You can see a small false breakout, two candlestick shadows, and we can go short. Stop loss is always at the top of the screen. Now you can see that we have got 0.02. So I will close. So this is false breakout method, what I'm showing to you. So if we check the result of this trade, you can see I opened it here and I closed it here. It's another $9 or $10. So we have got $150 today with sometimes very aggressive scalping, sometimes day trading or swing trades together because I am mixing these different strategies. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask via chat window. If I switch to M5 chart, for example, you will see if you use multi-time frame analysis, so M1, M5, M15, you can see that this is a false breakout above the yellow horizontal trend line. So this was a nice position to go short. And let's check the higher time frame on Dow Jones because we have higher time frames also. You can see that this position is very good. And now the stop loss is -10. Let's modify the stop loss to the break-even point and we will see what will happen. And now I am talking about the reasons. So first of all, why I opened long position Dow Jones and DAX. It's very simple. If you use multi-time frame analysis, let's make the lot size smaller. For beginners, it should be less than one lot, in my opinion. Can someone tell me what kind of chart patterns we have here on daily chart? When I start multi-time frame analysis, I always start daily charts. So can you write me on the chat window, what is this? I'm waiting for your answer. It's very simple. It's like a W. It's like a double bottom. Yes. So double bottom, which is a false breakdown, this part and this part also can be a nice entry for long trading setups for long-term traders. But if you're a scalper, you have to analyze all the time frames. You can see it here from daily chart to M1 chart. This is the W, double bottom. You can see it. This is the trend line breaking. Downtrend is over here on H4 chart. Let's go to H1 chart. You can see that if you like to trade, for example, false breakdowns, false breakouts, this is a false breakdown. We are under the trend line and coming back again above the trend line. Or this was a support zone also and a small false breakdown here. So the traders, these are very good entry setups. If you are 1 hour chart trader, swing trader, or maybe day trader, or long-term trader. So these 2 points are very good entry setups. Let's go to M15 and check what we have here. As you can see, we have got a double bottom, a W here also. If the double bottom is a false breakdown, you can trade it. And this was a normal false breakdown. And we have had a double bottom around this area. So traders, you can trade double bottoms. If you go long, you can trade breakouts. If you want to go short, you can trade false breakouts. Go short here. Target zone is this area. This is the normal breakout. Set your stop loss under this zone and you will see that you can make some money. Why am I using always partial closing? For example, this is a double bottom, a W also. If I enter here, I have to close partially some part of the position Because if I draw a trend line from the left bottom to the right bottom, if we break down this trend line, it's for sure, you remember that 81% or more of the traders are losing money. So those traders who have only one scenarios, oh, this is a double bottom W, we can go long. It's okay, it's very simple. But imagine that 80% of the traders set the stop loss at this area or this area. So the chart is going down. And after that, these traders will feel, oh my God, I lost some money because they did not use the partial closing. But those traders who are re-entered the long direction, they reopen the long position because of the false breakdowns, they will make some money. One question, how I know that the trading pattern will be false or not? You don't know it. I don't know it either. If this is a double bottom, you can enter a little bit earlier at this area. You enter here and you close partially 60, 70 or 80% of the position here because we are approaching a resistance level. You don't know what will happen. This is the resistance level. You don't know what will happen. The other scenario is the left bottom and the right bottom. Draw a trend line. If we break down this area, you can partially close somewhere here also. If we break down this diagonal trend line, this double bottom will be false. For example, another thing I will show you. For example, this is a breakdown. We are coming back. This is a false breakdown. I never trade horizontal breakdowns or breakouts. Sometimes. I showed you some minutes before when DAX and Dow started to break out that I trade sometimes horizontal breakouts, but I like better diagonal trendline trading. If you trade this chart here by buying a long position, you don't use partial closing, you will lose money because you will get stop loss. If you trade this false breakout, maybe you will make a lot of money, but never forget about partial closing. For example, if I have $100 floating here, and if I get stop loss with minus $50 here, if I close 70 of the 100 floating, I will lose less money if I get stop loss. And I have to draw always diagonal trend lines. This is very simple. Lowest points of the chart. And you will see if the trend line is breaking, I close all. Maybe I close all here also. If the trend line is breaking, I close all because I will get stop loss. It's almost for sure. And you will see it. It's happening. So if I only show you, for example, this M15 chart, false breakouts and false breakdowns, this is a false breakout, you have to wait. Breakout, I don't trade here, pullback, and I am waiting. If we go under the chart, under the horizontal trend line on the chart, I will open a short position, set the stop loss here, and make some money. And I am waiting for the other false breakout. My favorite pattern is false breakout and sometimes normal chart patterns. This is false breakout also. And I always use partial closing. Look at these areas, nice entry setups. And this is false breakdown also. Maybe you will get stop loss here if you set stop loss here, but if you re-enter the same direction at this false breakdown, this second one, you will make money. Let's go to M1 because this is about scalping, this webinar also. And we can maybe find a good trading opportunity here. Let's try to go long, set the stop loss here, and set the take profit a little bit higher level. And we will see what will happen. If you don't like to wait, it's better to close with trailing stop. But if you like to wait, it's better to close with partial closing. What was the reason of my entry? Very, very simple. As I told you, I like false breakdowns and false breakouts. So this webinar is not theoretical webinar only. This is practical webinar. This is live trading and live chart analysis. This was a local high horizontal level, and we can see that this was a false breakdown. I traded very, very fast because I'm a scalper also. This was my target zone. Look at this area. We will maybe achieve this. But if you are not sure that we will achieve this level, you just close 60-70% of the position, set your stop loss somewhere here, and this is how to trade false breakdowns. So let me show it with arrows. This is the entry point. We're going, you see this trend line and this one. It's very simple. We are going under the horizontal trend line, but we are turning back. Just push the buy button here at this point. I don't want to move this arrow. You can see this trend line. And you can decide partial closing or trailing stop, or you can wait. Nobody knows if we will go up until this area or not. For example, if you have $10 floating here, you just close $7. If you will get stop loss, you will lose, for example, $3 or $2, doesn't matter. And what to do with this? Wait with the rest of the position. We are going up, close another 0.10 and so on, and maybe we will go to the sky. But never forget, I really rarely use take profits. Doesn't matter if I knew that we will go up until this area, my take profit is here, maybe I close another 0.10, and now I will use the trailing stop. But I wanted to show you very fast scalping technique now, and I showed you partial closing in the first few minutes of the webinar. So this was a nice and amazing trading setup. This is how you can scalp. If the main trend is long, like it is on daily chart or 15 minutes chart, you can see it. You can trade the long direction on M1. So focus on false breakdowns. So dear traders, let me show you some examples. If I trade only double bottoms, this is a W, maybe I will get stop loss. It's normal. First attempt, stop loss. If I lose $5 or $10, doesn't matter. Let's try again, because we have got another double bottom. Target destroyed here, and maybe the top of the screen will be achieved again. So we have got another double bottom. Never forget always partial closing. If you enter here and you close partially 60% of the position, maybe totally this trade will be zero. But if you re-enter here at this double bottom, close $10-15 and lose, for example, $3 when the stop loss is here, and you can trade the third double bottom. This is a stranger W here, and you can make money. It seems to be very, very simple. If we are approaching this part of the chart, let's trade against the trend, set the stop loss around this zone. Maybe we will lose some money, doesn't matter, because if this is a double top, no one knows if it will be double top or not, we will make money. If not, this was a bad idea. But now, as you can see, I will close this position to cover the potential losses. I made $8, and if I will lose only 6 something. So this can be a good idea, and if the double top will occur, maybe we will go down till this level. We will see. Maybe this is too close, so I will set it a little bit 1 millimeter higher. We will see what will happen during the webinar. So the most important thing that you can trade with those instruments which have very good spreads. So for example, look at the spread on Dow Jones. Let's check, for example, the spread on euro dollar. Just switch to euro dollar chart. You can see that we are around, again, the parity. Those traders who watched some of my last webinars, I talked about we are approaching the parity, maybe. As you can see, double bottom here, and now the price is about 1.00. Let's go to H4 chart. If there is a double bottom here, just use it here, and you are, for example, M15 trader. Just a minute. From this point, you can trade breakout of diagonal trend line, false breakdowns, or maybe you can trade double bottoms. It's like a W, and you can go long, because this is from this point, from the breakout point, this is a new uptrend. And you can see we have double bottoms here also. But if you like better to go short and go long again, you can trade the double top also, but never forget about partial closing. But let's go to M1 chart. This is euro dollar. Let's check some trading setups. Double bottom here, very simple. Double top for short positions. But if you don't use partial closing here, you will lose money. But if you re-enter the short direction because of the false breakout, you will make money again. So don't be afraid, try it on demo account, and after some days or weeks, you can try it on real account, no matter what kind of brokerage company you use. So dear traders, you can trade different patterns, but very important that if you entry at this point, this is nice entry, but if you enter only here, your risk reward is worse. If you like better to trade double tops and go short, it's okay, but never forget partial closing, because you will get stop loss. Partial closing is the most important thing in scalping and day trading, in my opinion. This is not trading advice. And you will see that many cases, for example, we have got, this is a false double top. How to trade false double top? Many traders are opening short position only here. Why? Because they learned that if the neckline is breaking, you can go short. It's amazing, but I have good news for you. If you trade it here, from the lowest point to the middle, if you go short here or go short here, which is better? Your stop loss is at the same place. This is better from the point of view of risk-reward rules. So I never trade horizontal trendline breakings, or really rarely. For example, false breakout trading, I trade horizontal break-ins. It's okay. But I am waiting. Breakout doesn't matter. If the pullback is a false breakout, I am going short. It's very simple. So traders, if your setup is earlier than other traders' setup, you will make money. If you are focusing on the neckline of the double top, if there will be a false breakdown under the neckline of the double top, draw a trend line from the left point to the right point, left top to the right top, you can go long here, because these traders will get stop loss. And you can see that what happened here. How to realize false patterns. It's not so easy if you are a beginner. Maybe you are going short, it's okay. Maybe I'm going short also. But how to do it? Most of the traders are going short only at this place, because this is the neckline break-in. How to trade it better? If this is a double top, you are going short here. When the neckline is breaking, you are close 60–70%. And you have another scenario. From the left top to the right top, you draw a trend line. If there will be a false breakdown under the neckline, maybe the big double top will be false also. And if we will break this red trend line, we can go up. It's very simple. This is false double top. No one knows if the double top will be false or not. But we have got possibilities. We have got probabilities in our head, and always two scenarios. Two diagonal trend lines, two scenarios. If you go long here and your stop loss is here, you will make money. If you go short here, you only will make money if you use partial closing or trailing stop. This is very simple. So let's talk about the spreads again. If the spreads is a little bit higher, like out Japanese, doesn't matter, because if you trade without Japanese, or if you trade with Euro Japanese, maybe the spreads are higher, but the charts are moving very fast. You will see here we have a double bottom or a false double top. It's the same. Here we have a double bottom. Here we have a double top, but if you don't use partial closing, you go short here. Remember, if there is false breakdown under the neckline, it can happen that we will go up until the stop loss of the double top. And it happened here. And we have another double top here. It's a W, and you can go long. It's very, very simple. And we are approaching this red trend line. This is our Japanese. Let's check Euro Japanese. W, double bottom. Double top, you can go short here. And another double top. So if you enter here a short position, never forget, close partially, because if the double top is false, for example, now I will open a position here with a stop loss. This will be a bigger position with big risk, and my target zone is this area. I can lose bigger money because maybe I will set it lower, because you can see that this is a false double top. What is false double top? It's very simple. If this is the neckline of the double top, there is a false breakdown under the neckline, so maybe we will go to the level of the stop losses and we will make some money. I'm not sure, but if I trade it here, imagine, maybe the position is partially closed now, so false breakdown under the neckline is a nice entry point. Let's check what we can do now. Let's go back to Dow Jones M1 chart. We have short position also, and we have a long position also from a swing trade. I will close my long position because I'm afraid of the double top. So let me use a very narrow trailing stop. It will be 15 points. If I make money with the long position with the swing trade, it will be plus $50. If we will see a breakout, horizontal breakout, we will go up. If not, it's okay, we will turn back. This is the breakout. Let me set it a little bit closer. It will be 5 points. And we will see what will happen. This is a breakout trading. No matter if I lost money with the short, because I will make money with the swing trade. And this is the point in this trade. If I lose money with the Euro Japanese, doesn't matter, because this loss is calculated loss. So we will make money with Dow Jones, we will lose money with Euro Japanese. This is simple. And the balance and the equity is going up. Sometimes we have to take bigger risk. Sometimes we have to take smaller risk. Now you feel the flow of the market, and you see that if the market is changing very, very fast, we will set the stop loss closer and we will make more and more money. You can see it. We made a lot of money. Let's check the result of the trade. Let's go to H1 chart. Sorry. This was a nice entry point. The reason? Breakout, pullback, going long. Let's check it M15. It's a W. Let's check it on M5. You can see a small W here. This is the W, double bottom. And what I told you some minutes before, it's very simple. If you lose money with trading a double bottom, if you are afraid of losses, it's very, very simple. Enter here and close partially somewhere here, because you will get stop loss. But if you re-enter the same direction, it's very, very easy. You will make money. This was the double bottom, one chart. And this is false breakdown. So if you get stop loss, maybe you used partial closing, maybe not. If your stop loss is over, but you can see that this is a false breakdown, we are going up again. You can re-enter the same direction and you can make money. It's not so simple, but it can happen. In the last trade of today, we will trade the pullback with a small lot size. It will be 0.50. We are going short, set the stop loss somewhere here, and maybe we will see a false breakout. If not, we will lose some money. Our loss will be $8. Let's go back to the open positions. Euro Japanese is boring for me. Maybe I will close it with losses, doesn't matter. And let's focus on Dow Jones, because if Dow Jones is a false breakout, maybe we will make some money, but I will use trailing stop. It's not a big deal, but we made another $5-6 with the false breakout trading. Maybe the chart will go down until this level, maybe not. But the most important thing that we made some money. So today's result with this last some trades is $200. It's more than enough. So this is the end of this trading session. And let's talk about other charts also. If you want to trade on gold, you can choose long position here also. Why? It's very simple. Oh, sorry. Let's delete the screen. Here we have a big double bottom on gold. We will see what will happen here. Trendline break-in, we can go long. Let's check H4 chart. This was a nice short opportunity on gold. This was a nice long W, double bottom. Another double bottom W. So everything was simple on gold if you use multi-time frame analysis. Here we had the big double bottom, entry point here. Here we had a false breakdown, entry point here, or a diagonal break-in from this highest point to these points. You can enter here. So gold is going up. So how to trade? Choose a lower time frame, double bottom. You can go long. This is false breakdown. Or you can see that if this is a strange double top, we have got false breakdown under the neckline and the trend line break-in, and you can go long. It's very, very simple. And your target zone was this level, and it's achieved. So traders, let's check gold spreads. Choose very small lot sizes like 0.10. Spreads are very good. And you can trade and scalp on almost everything. So currency pairs, indices like DAX, for example. Spread is very good. Dow Jones, FTSE, or ASX 200, NASDAQ. Just check the spreads. Charts are moving. If I show you what is happening on NASDAQ, it was very nice. Double top for short position. And it was another nice trading setup. Double bottom with partial closing. And the last trading setup was a false breakdown together with a sharp trendline break-in. So it was quite good. So Fatima has another question. Should the patterns as double bottom or other appear in all time frames? In my opinion, you will find lots of double tops, double bottoms on M1, M5 charts. But if you want to trade on M15 or 1 hour chart, you have to wait. This is very important. You have to be able to wait. If you are a patient trader, it's better to go to higher time frames. But I am a scalper also, not only day trader and swing trader. So that's why I am using M1, M5. But you will see many, many times these patterns, almost all time frames. But M1 is the best for those who like scalping. It was a good decision to close Euro Japanese. Let's check Dow Jones. As I told you, maybe we can approach this level, so I closed it very early. Doesn't matter. If you want to be a long-term trader, for example, it was very nice, natural gas. Everything is about natural gas. This was a downtrend, but now we had a double bottom here. So you could have made a lot of money, and this is reverse head and shoulders also with natural gas. If the downtrend is continuing, it's time to close all. But if winter is coming and the conflict in Eastern Europe will never end, or not yet, maybe this price can be higher and higher, but this is not investing advice. And you can trade on gold, you can trade on oil, you can trade on Bitcoin also. But to tell you the truth, I don't like to trade on Bitcoin because Dow Jones is moving much more. It's a nice entry setup. And here we had double bottom, stop loss, but if you re-enter here, and here we had false double top also, false breakdown under the neckline, small one, and we can go long. And we have always two scenarios. You can go short Bitcoin with double tops also, but I don't like it so much. So let's go back to Dow Jones. We are approaching my target zone. Maybe it's better to close another part. If the false breakout will continue, we can achieve this level also. But now I am without Dow Jones position. I am flat. I have only this UHF position, and I will wait with this. So the traders, many products we have. You can trade with shares, equities also. For example, many traders started to wait for Zoom entry setup on M15. This was a false breakdown. Let's check M1 chart, for example. Zoom is just an example. I don't tell you to buy Zoom or not. For example, there was a nice double bottom, there was a nice double top, but never forget to trade short position in shares here. This is risky, and always use partial closing here also and here also. I never trade short, only with indices, but sometimes if you trade double bottoms or double tops, no matter what kind of shares or equities, you will find many trading setups like it is now, but they are swing trades, most of the shares. So for example, let's check bigger shares, bigger companies like Amazon, M1 chart for scalping, stranger double bottom, or another double bottom. So those traders who believe in bull market, I'm not sure that it will happen, but it can. They have to trade double bottoms but always use stop loss. And always use partial closing. This is very important because this is bear market rally, or maybe this is the starting of bull market. No one knows. Now these times are not suitable for making money. For example, if I buy something for $1, it's not for sure that it will go up until $2, $3, $4, $5, or $10. So that's why I am scalper and day trader mostly, and I will be long-term active trader soon if I am thinking that maybe the markets achieve their lowest level, and maybe we can buy long-term equities also. But if you want to trade only diagonal break-ins like this, you can go long here, and maybe you will close all because of the double top, or you can go long when the double bottom occurs here. This is W, and you can make some money. I like better to buy shares. I never go short with equities, only with indices. But you can see that sometimes trading is very funny, sometimes risky. Now we had today amazing trends on gold, for example, or you can check Nasdaq. If I trade with Nasdaq, just last trade for today, let's open a long position, set the stop loss somewhere here. If the main trend is continuing, we will make some money. If not, we will lose some money. It's very simple. Let's check Dow Jones. Maybe this trade will be a losing trade, doesn't matter, but we have to try and we will see what will happen. And we can trade with DAX also. I'm just showing you low spreads products. So where is DAX? You can trade the DAX also. I don't want to set the stop losses, but now I will close all. So the spreads are very good. Some extra money for the end of the webinar. I don't want to tell you that not use trailing stop or stop loss, but I had no time for this. I was really happy to be with you, and I hope that you like this webinar session. It was practical, theoretical, and you will find it on your YouTube channel soon. And let me say goodbye for now. Good luck, traders, and remember, you have to be patient or you have to be fast. You can be scalper, day trader, swing trader, long-term active trader. So you have many opportunities, but you have to learn, practice, and train your trading psychology and read the fundamental news. Bye-bye.